Go ahead.
Call him.
Do the intro.
Welcome to Monsterpiece Theatre, where we discuss films that have scarred psychologically generations of our youth and continue to scar and scare.
Wow.
Because scar, you can't have scare without scar.
I don't think we have the budget for that kind of intro.
Oh.
But anyways, let's chat about what is one of your favorite horror movies.
See, that's tough. But when you come right down to it, one of my favorite horror movies is The Evil Dead. Simply put, because it wasn't scary.
That's the one with Bruce
Campbell. Starred in
yeah.
that one as Ashley, which is cool because he made having a girl's name cool.
No, Gone with the Wind did that.
Did it?
Well, he was kind of a wuss, but...
Who was?
Ashley Wilkes? Come on.
I watched Gone with the Wind, but I was paying attention to the girl I was sitting next to. Except the problematic thing was we were then sitting next to her parents.
Yeah. Whole nother story.
That's another story.
Whole nother story. Okay, so...
The Evil Dead tried so hard to be a scary movie. And in fact, one of the scenes that still sticks out in my mind as it should have been scary, but I got laughing, was the scene where the young lady falls down in the woods and then the tree takes advantage of her. The roots,
the tree,
and like these roots come out of nowhere and they like grab her legs, and then another one comes up and does something that it really shouldn't do. Roots aren't designed to do that. That's no. But and of course that makes me sound like a horrible person because
but he had pretty good wood.
Clearly.
Yeah.
But then the question is why would you ever make a sequel if your movie really didn't do that well?
Right.
But I think it was like an instant cult classic at that point in time. So why make a sequel unless you're going to go with that absurdity? And so they did.
So one of my, and I don't know if I would rank it favorite, but also includes nature.
Okay.
And absurdities.
Okay. What do you got?
Zombievers.
I too sat through Zombievers.
A camping trip gone bad.
Yes. Well, and I think what we can learn from all these movies, actually, there's a great tie-in between those two because I want to say they're just college kids and they're like, let's go camping.
Right.
Well, let's go to a cabin in the woods. It's my uncle's cabin.
Yes.
Oh, look, it's the Necronomicon. Let's check it out.
Let's not check whether the swamp is infested with beavers.
Yes. Toxic waste that turns the beavers into like these zombie things and then the people, I can't remember, did they get bitten by beavers?
I think other things happened as well.
Yes.
Yeah, But also one of my all-time, it scarred me the most. How about this?
Okay.
And it's simply named, it is just, it was like 1973, 72, 73. And it was, imagine that, a college student volunteering or working with a doctor who had the ability to turn humans into snakes.
That sounds completely reasonable to me.
What is it with the nature? Poor nature people. But yeah, it made me so scared, and I don't mind snakes. And you go that way, snakes. I'll go this way, and we'll leave each other alone. I don't mind snakes. But it had me jumping from the hallway to my bed without touching the ground, thinking that there's snakes down there for months after seeing this.
Well, I think we've all been in those situations where, like, you get up to your room and you're complete, logic says there's not some creature hiding under my bed, but I don't want to find out the hard way there is. So yeah, you do that giant leap from the hallway onto your bed.
That's when you have friends sleep over. Go, yeah, you sleep on the floor.
Exactly.
If you survive the night, I'm good. But there's some classics.
Oh, definitely.
That are pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Although I don't think they're scary. Some of them aren't scary. When you look back at them, I don't think they're as scary as they were intended.
No.
At the current audience, when they were made.
And I think we also need to remember where we were at when we first started seeing these movies. Because I know when I was a teenager, I refused to watch any scary movies. I was just terrified of them. But I started watching them with my friends, and we would just make fun of them. That's completely unreasonable. I watched Friday the 13th with my son, my 12-year-old son, the other night, and there's this one scene where the killer in the first movie, no spoilers here, the killer in the first movie is underneath a cot in a cabin, okay? And the young lady who just got done with Kevin Bacon, she's laying in the bed, and suddenly this arrow comes up through here, okay? Yeah. You've got all kinds of bone and stuff back here, and whoever did the killing.
Not to mention bunk, floor.
Yes, so like
everything involved.
You wouldn't have the leverage
right.
to take an arrow and shove it up through the bed. You've got this much space.
Now,
through the bed,
now
through the sternum, and all that. And it's just problematic. I mean, maybe these bunks were a lot higher up off the floor than what I thought.
They may have, yeah. Was it the remake or was it the original?
No, this was the original.
Yeah. I saw the original, and I was just talking to my cousin about this a couple weeks ago. I went with my cousin and another friend and a couple of adults, and we went to the drive-in. And so I'm stuck in the back seat next to my cousin and another friend, and they're just sitting there next to us, and right in my ear, I'm like, stop. Yeah,
that's still one of my favorite things to do.
So much worse. But you know what was supposed to be like so incredibly scary was Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Oh, absolutely. From back in the day.
Oh, yeah. And I loved that movie simply because I was a little water baby growing up. I wanted to be a mermaid, wiki-waki, and I was more interested on how the creature was swimming.
Okay.
And that he was of what he was trying to do out of the water. I was just more, so it wasn't, I don't think it was supposed to be like educational.
No, but these are the questions that you have. I mean, that's just like, okay, when you watch Jaws, when we were much younger, the first time I watched Jaws, I refused to go swimming in the local pond for like 6 months because I was afraid there was going to be a shark in the pond. Mind you, this was a freshwater pond.
Yes.
And they're
not very deep.
There are never any sharks in freshwater, as far as I know. Maybe off the coast of Maine, but not in freshwater.
Yeah.
Freshwater.
I actually was down in Florida when they were filming one of the one at SeaWorld.
Okay, that's the third one, the one they did in 3D.
Let's call it 3D. But I was down there. I was visiting family, and we went to SeaWorld, and it was all closed. And I was like, oh man. Yeah, so we were there during filming, and I'm like, I did not see any sharks. I'm just saying, I didn't see any sharks.
Who was the lead guy in that one?
Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid. Okay, I was gonna say Dennis Hopper, and I'm thinking, no, that's the guy from Speed.
Right.
What are you gonna do, cowboy? What are you gonna do?
No, Dennis Quaid. Yes.
Dennis Quaid. Yes.
Not to be confused with Randy Quaid, which that would have been a much more interesting Jaws flick had Randy Quaid played the lead.
I just think of him as vacation.
Yes, Cousin Eddie. Cousin Eddie's working at SeaWorld now. Gotta clean the crapper.
That's not scary.
No.
Well, actually, cleaning the crapper might be, but not him doing it.
No, not particularly. So.
And have you seen any of the other horror franchises?
Well, another one of my favorite. Okay, so have you seen any of the Leprechaun movies?
I have.
So that's like a tradition.
Not many, not enough to know the whole story.
There's like 5 or 6 of them, and the best one is the Leprechaun in the Hood. It is so ridiculous, but it's hilarious. I want to say, was Ice-T was in one of them, and he wronged the Leprechaun, and the Leprechaun wronged him right back. So there was that. But then you've got the Halloween franchise with Michael Myers. But then I believe it was Rob Zombie who re-envisioned Halloween. And he did a pretty decent job with the movie, except what is the deal with the unicorn? I see a unicorn in my brain, and I'm like, I don't understand. Why does Michael Myers have a unicorn now? I mean, is that his pet pony? Is that what he really wanted?
Unicorns can be scary.
This one wasn't scary. It was like this beacon of light, this beautiful thing next to this murderous person. And he didn't even kill it. I think it would have made more sense if he had hopped on it at the end of the movie and rode off on top of a rainbow. That would have been
but it would have thrown the whole vibe of the whole, whole franchise off.
I suppose. But
all right. Well, it was good talking about movies. Maybe we'll do it again another time.
Yes.
Otherwise, I don't even know if there's some really good ones coming out.
I keep seeing adverts about some movie called Long Legs, and no, it's not that kind of movie. It's supposed to be a scary movie.
Is that a spider?
I don't know. I need to look a little closer because everybody wants to think that they've got the new face of horror or the new scariest movie ever. I don't know.
You want to know this new face of horror?
What's that?
Monster Mash.
Monster Mash, located in Conway, New Hampshire, at Bees Marketplace.
Or Conway Marketplace, right next to Bees. Yeah, close enough.
Or visit us on the web at www.monstermashnh.com.
We hope to see you out this scary season.
Yes.